First in high definition from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
Police on the scene of an Elizabeth City College campus. Coming up next, I'll let you know why the president of this campus sent students home today.
And the circumstances surrounding 2 death investigations in Hampton Roads. One started as a call about a suspicious situation. The other involves a child. Plus, new information in the case of a woman attacked, sexually assaulted, and robbed at gunpoint in her own home. Good evening, everyone. Classes canceled.
The College of the Albemarle in Elizabeth City evacuated campus this morning. The school's president said she received a credible threat to campus security. 10 on your side's Melanie Woodrow spoke with the school's president and Elizabeth City's chief of police. Melanie, do we know who made that threat? Well, it seems that police have identified a suspect, a male suspect, though the chief of police tells me that no arrests have been made at this point. In the meantime, it's really not clear what today's threat was that was made here on campus. By late morning, there were more police officers and school administrators on campus than students.
Sometimes when you receive information, you have to act.
Elizabeth City College of the Albemarle president, Dr. Candy Diedemeyer, said the school received a credible threat this morning.
Anytime I have a concern or anything that raises any concern, we're going to take the right proactive steps.
Officials would not say anything more about the threat. Students were alerted through emails and text messages. Some were already in class. Initially, some students were moved to a library. Eventually, all were told to leave campus.
This was not a threat that I think was imminent, but I had enough information that I felt certain decisions needed to be made, and we made those, and I stand by those decisions.
Elizabeth City's chief of police said a suspect was identified.
No arrest has been made as of yet. We are checking some areas in the city for a suspect, but we have not located him as of yet.
Whoever the suspect is, police do not believe he was on campus this afternoon.
We've checked all the buildings. We made sure the campus is safe, and I feel right this time that campus is safe.
There were no injuries, there was no violence on campus today.
Only a threat that may or may not keep the school closed tomorrow. And school officials are telling me that they will once again use that alert system to let students know whether or not the campus will be open tomorrow and whether or not those classes will be going on. Coming up tonight, new at 6, hear from a student that was here on campus when this evacuation got underway. Reporting live in Elizabeth City, Melanie Woodrow, 10 on your side. College of the Albemarle campus in Elizabeth City is about 75 acres. This is a map here. There are 8 buildings between Highway 17 and the Pasquotank River. 10 on your side did an online search and found out more than 2,500 students attend the college full or part-time.
A deadly accident outside a Chesapeake Intermediate School. A crossing guard was killed when a pickup truck hit her. It happened this morning off Terry Drive. That's near Western Branch Intermediate School. 10 on your side's Ava Hurdle is at the scene right now with the very latest. Ava.
Alvita, flowers were left behind near the accident scene. Charges are pending at this time as investigators continue to look into this, but police say the driver may have been distracted by the sun this morning.
Afternoon dismissal was different today when a police officer stepped in to direct traffic. The crossing guard, Lavette Person, will be sorely missed by the children she safely got to school each day, like 8-year-old Lainey Darden.
She was very sweet, and every morning I would just want to give her a hug.
Her grandfather Bill said Lainey and Person developed a special bond and a nickname too.
Curly Sue. And they had a thing, I think, every morning. And I knew if she didn't come over here and at least say to her family, she would have to live with that the rest of her life.
That's comforting to Person's son, Teron.
It hurt to know that was my mom, but nice to know that people out here love her like that, for real.
Police say Person had on her reflective vest when she was out in the middle of the road directing traffic and got hit by this pickup truck. The driver, a mother dropping off kids at school, was apparently distracted by the sun.
When you're coming this way, the sun is bright in your eyes. I mean, sometimes I have to go 5 miles an hour because it's just so bright. You can't hardly see anything. And I was actually thinking that this morning, how bright it was.
She also says she's noticed speeders in the 25-mile-per-hour school zone as well.
Now coming up tonight at 6, more from Teron about his mother and this accident. We're live in Chesapeake. Ava Hurdle, 10 on your side.
Two suspects are behind bars in connection with assaulting a Virginia Beach woman and robbing her at gunpoint in her own home. Rolando Goodman faces several charges, including rape, robbery, and abduction. William Cannon faces a robbery charge. Both appeared in court this morning. Detectives say the two grabbed the woman as she walked into her apartment. This happened September 25th off of Shell Road. Police are still investigating.
A deadly three-vehicle accident shut down a portion of Route 58 in Suffolk this afternoon. Chopper 10 flew over the scene after the crash that involved a tractor-trailer, a FedEx truck, and an SUV around 1:30. A Suffolk spokesperson told 10 on Your Side that one person died and several other people were hurt.
Portsmouth police say they're investigating an infant's death as suspicious. When officers and emergency crews responded to Virginia Avenue Sunday morning, detectives say the 1-month-old girl was in respiratory arrest. Baby later died at the hospital. The infant was in the care of a grandparent. Police say she had no apparent signs of trauma. The medical examiner will conduct an autopsy to determine the exact cause of death. Norfolk police are investigating an undetermined death. Detectives say officers responded to a call about a suspicious situation and found a woman dead inside a car at around 10:30 this morning along Norcova Avenue.
Sad, you know, that they even found a body back here, and it's a church right here, and there's a lot of kids in this area right here.
Police have not released the victim's identity.
We now know the name of the man who was shot to death inside a Newport News bar. Police say that someone killed 23-year-old Troy Johnson inside the roadside cafe on Jefferson Avenue around 8:30 last night. Detectives say 2 customers and the cafe owner were inside when 1 or 2 men walked in, started shooting, and left. If you have any information in this deadly shooting, call the crime line.
A federal judge in Norfolk sentenced 2 Somali pirates to life in prison for their roles in a yacht hijacking that left 4 Americans on board dead. During today's sentencing, Muhaddin Omar said through an interpreter he was sorry and asked for forgiveness. Mahdi Mahmoud also received the mandatory life sentence today. The owners of the Quest and 2 friends were shot to death in February off the coast of Africa. 11 men pleaded guilty for their roles in the case. 2 previously received life sentences. 3 others pleaded not guilty.
Definitely a lot cooler than what we're used to right now in Hampton Roads, and maybe, I don't know, temperatures might stick around.
Keep those boots out, I guess, huh, Don?
Yeah, I don't wear boots.
Well, we do.
Uggs, I thought.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Yeah, you got boots on. Anyway, take a look at what's going on. Yeah, ladies, you'll need those boots because it's still a little chilly out overnight. But tomorrow we're going to see some improvement. It looks like rain out there again once again today, but not all that much rainfall going on into the area. I have seen a little bit of rain across parts of the Middle Peninsula, Northern Neck, Eastern Shore, but for the most part, we've been rain-free during the day today for most of the area. Now, low temperatures last night between around 45 and 50 degrees into the area. Very, very chilly. It's still going to be chilly overnight. Current temperature reading 60, 63 degrees after high temperatures around 61 to 66 degrees into the area. Now, again, it's been chilly all weekend long and through today. Friday, of course, we had 85 degrees, and then that cold front came through with showers and thunderstorms on Friday evening. 66 on Saturday, very briefly. 61 yesterday. Many places didn't even break 60. 63 degrees today, and we're finally going to get a little warmer. It'll be around 68 degrees coming up for Tuesday, and a little more sunshine helping to warm things on up. A little more pleasant. We'll tell you about that coming up with our much more pleasant forecast in just a few minutes.
The USS Oak Hill is on deployment. The amphibious transport dock ship left Naval Station Norfolk this afternoon for the Caribbean Sea and Southern Atlantic Ocean. The sailors will conduct a variety of missions as part of Amphibious Southern Partnership Station 2012.
A Virginia Beach teen is killed in a crash over a weekend.
No one knows how to lose a 19-year-old son. And
Tonight, hear why the victim's father says he has nothing but forgiveness for the alleged drunk driver behind the wheel.
A scare in the skies for passengers on 2 different flights.
It was scary. I mean, I've never stayed awake during a flight before. I mean, I stayed awake all the way through. I was just praying.
We'll tell you how several passengers got hurt.
Convicted of murder, she denied any wrongdoing and appealed. Late today, Amanda Knox learned her fate. The verdict from Italy next.
You're watching WAVY News 10 at 5 with Tom Shad, Nicole Ribas, and Super Doppler 10 Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
A 4 4-year international legal saga is over. Tonight, Amanda Knox is a free woman.
Stunning moments in an Italian appeals court today when the American student was exonerated in the murder of her British roommate. NBC's Mark Barger has today's dramatic developments.
It was an emotional moment for Amanda Knox, freed after almost 4 years in an Italian prison. Knox collapsed in tears after the verdict was read. Her family wept with joy. Her co-defendant and former boyfriend, Raffaele Solicito, was also cleared of the 2007 murder of Knox's roommate, Meredith Kircher. Both were hustled from the court after the verdict. Knox's sister spoke of the family's relief outside the courthouse.
We're thankful that Amanda's nightmare is over. She suffered for 4 years for a crime that she did not commit.
Earlier, Knox made an emotional appeal to the court, professing her innocence. After the verdict was read, the Kircher family stayed seated in the court, seemingly stunned at the news. Another man, Rudy Gerda, is still in prison, serving a 16-year sentence for Kircher's murder after his trial was fast-tracked at his request. Mark Barger, NBC News.
A wall of fire lit up the night sky. We'll tell you what sparked it all.
Lost, found, and returned.
You know, what do you do when somebody's not looking? You know, do you do the right thing or do you do the wrong thing? And he definitely did the right thing.
The valuable that a Virginia Beach man found in the sand more than 10 years after someone else lost it. How he got it back where it belonged.
If you find something valuable, do you cash in or give it back?
Well, when a Virginia Beach man struck gold with his metal detector last week, he decided to do something right for a man in Smithfield.
10 on your side's Ann McNamara was there when the two strangers met.
It's a giant game of lost and found.
It's nothing like finding gold. Whether you're a miner, 49er, or you find it like we find it.
The winners put in the time.
I go by Virginia Beach Max on the forums, or Gravedigger Max. I got a lot of names, but my real name's Tuffy.
No, his real name is actually Henry, but he is tough and determined to be that one that finds that something.
I found it right at the edge.
Under all the sand.
And I see it mixed in with the shells like this. That's all I see.
A 1997 class ring from the Virginia Military Institute. More importantly, 2.37 ounces of solid gold and a $1,500 jackpot.
Gold is very addictive. The more you find, the worse it gets. You end up with one machine, then you have two machines, then you have three machines. The machine breaks down, you have a spare, you have withdrawal, you go through. It's terrible. I got to run. I'll get back to you in a minute.
But out of all those machines, he chose the phone.
Tuffy, that's it. I'm Robert Michael. I go by Kerry. That's my middle name.
How you doing?
To find the man whose name matches the inscription.
Tuffy called me and said, you know, is your finger light?
And he didn't know who I was from the man in the moon, you know.
He said, did you lose a class ring? I said, yes, sir, a long time ago.
That's right, Tuffy Braithwaite. He gave it back.
You got the other one?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I'll be damned. How about that? Two together.
One to replace the ring he lost right here 12 years ago.
I've got a 5-week-old
daughter.
Yes, sir.
That's what I thought you told me. Be good conversation when she gets older.
Right. Well, that can be something that she can keep.
Yeah.
Turns out Tuffy has a big old soft spot after all.
You know, what do you do when somebody's not looking? You know, do you do the right thing or do you do the wrong thing? And he definitely did the right thing.
In Virginia Beach, Ann McNamara.
Now I got to go find another one now.
10 on your side.
Wow. Well, according to VMI, the insurance policy states you have to return the replacement ring if you find the original.
Well, a spokesperson was not sure, though, if the company would waive that policy because of the extraordinary circumstances of this case.
Now, in high definition, your Super Dot for 10 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
Always nice to look back at those high school rings every now and then. You still have yours?
No, I lost mine, just like this guy did. I'm serious, I lost mine. Mother of pearl and everything. It was gorgeous.
Mine's a ruby. I still have it. You still have yours?
No, I don't think so. I think it might be in my mom's attic somewhere, but I don't have it. I've always wanted my nickname to be Tuffy.
But instead it's Sparky.
Tito.
Tito. Anyway, take a look at what's going on out there. That's her dog's name. Take a look at what's going on out there right now. Super Duper 10 Live. There are a couple of sprinkles that have moved across the eastern shore and the Middle Peninsula, northern neck, but again, most of us, no rainfall. We could still see a stray rain shower moving on through, but nothing real big, nothing as big as what we've seen lately. And this is not very big either. This is having a tough time surviving. It's Tropical Storm Philippe, and you can see it's dropping and kind of hitting upper level winds, and you can see the thin filmy clouds on top of it. The upper level winds are tending to spray this thing apart, but it's still out there and it's still on the move. And there's the latest on the storm. We want to show you what's going on. You can see where we are. It's the only game in town as far as anything tropical that might be out there. There's where we are. And again, 65-mile-an-hour winds moving to the west-southwest at 10 miles an hour, but again fighting those upper level winds, which are eventually going to turn it to the northwest. There's where it is by Saturday. It's not likely to come anywhere near the mainland United States, and not even Bermuda with this one. Gradual improvement for our area. There's an upper level low which has lodged itself just off Delaware Bay, and it's just sitting there for right now, but it's going to get kicked on off, and we're going to see our conditions improve. Again, center of the storm right on up on the top of your screen, still throwing down some northwesterly to westerly breezes into the area, and an occasional sprinkle or two, but that's about it as far as rainfall into the area. Here's where things are the next couple of days. I think we'll see things clear off first part of the day tomorrow, but then afternoon cloud cover and through tomorrow night. And then Wednesday, lots and lots of sunshine throughout the area, with northwest winds becoming more northerly by the end of the day, and we'll see some sunshine that'll really start to warm things up for Wednesday. Right now, though, we've got mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures upper 50s to around the 60-degree mark. We only warmed into the low 60s for today. Last night's lows around 45 to 50 degrees through the area. You can see again Hampton 58, Chesapeake and Suffolk with 61 degrees. Again, it's pretty uniform as far as the temperatures. A little cooler into the northern portions of our area, really from around the Middle Peninsula and northward, upper 50s, otherwise around 60 a little bit farther southward. And there are those lows for the area, 45 to 49 degrees, a little warmer, surrounded by warmer water at Cape Hatteras. So how are we going to do overnight? Mostly cloudy skies, 43, 46, 54 for an overnight low. That's not too much different than what we've seen lately. Around 43, 45 well inlet, 45 to 48 degrees near the water's edge. For the peninsula, 45 to 48 degrees, and the Middle Peninsula, northern neck, eastern shore, 45, 46, 49 degrees. Mostly cloudy skies overnight. I think we'll see some clearing toward dawn. And the first part of the day tomorrow, I think we'll see a bit more sunshine and then some afternoon cloud cover to the area, and definitely warmer. It'll be around 68 degrees. It's a little more comfortable for the area coming up for tomorrow. Definitely more comfortable for Wednesday, 74. A little cooler again Thursday, 67. Otherwise, temperatures again upper 60s and low to mid 70s all the way into the weekend.
Problems on the plane. What happened in the air on 2 different flights that had several passengers getting medical attention on the ground. Plus,
at that point, maybe he shouldn't have been driving.
A deadly crash at a North Carolina Walmart. Police say the driver was a 95-year-old man from Newport News.
Workers were back on the job at the Washington Monument this morning. Engineers resumed their inspection of the earthquake damage. The team is rappelling down the monument to inspect the cracks caused by the 5.8 quake on August the 23rd. Engineers are removing loose stone and mortar. An engineer was also blown 30 feet off the face of the Washington Monument by a gust of wind. He wasn't hurt, though, but the Park Service has made some minor changes to its safety plan since that incident.
More than a dozen people were hurt during heavy turbulence on 2 separate flights that landed in Boston last night.
At one point, we'd really dropped. It was like a roller coaster ride. It was serious.
9 people were injured on a JetBlue flight from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Passengers say the strong shaking seemed to come from nowhere.
I've experienced long periods of turbulence where you're going through, something, a storm, and but this was all out of the blue, and then just, huge drop.
No one was seriously hurt. Most of the injured were evaluated for neck and back pain. 5 people were hurt on a Lufthansa flight from Charlotte, North Carolina to Munich, Germany. The turbulence forced the plane to land in Boston. 2 people went to the hospital. Crews grounded the jet for about an hour and a half before the flight continued on to Germany. And look at this, a series of explosions lit up the California sky. Wow. The Great Wall of Fire display is an annual part of the Miramar Air Show in San Diego. The controlled explosions can reach as high as 2,500 feet.
4 weeks from tonight, kids will be knocking on your door trick-or-treating. What will they be wearing, though? This year's hottest Halloween costumes coming up next.
Then week 2 of the Conrad Murray trial is underway. Today, find out what the emergency room doctor who declared Michael Jackson dead had to say on the stand.
You are not to call him on his cell phone.
Hi, check, check, check.
Two, three, four. Uh-huh. Okay, what do superheroes, zombies, and Katy Perry have in common? Well, they all expect it at your door begging for candy on October the 31st. Party City released its list of the hottest costumes for Halloween. Kids clad on Captain America, Thor, and X-Men. Are they influenced by the latest wave of comic book blockbusters? Wear your sunglasses, too, because the neon bright fashions of style icons Katy Perry and Nicki Minaj are all the rage. And characters from the 80s and 90s like Strawberry Shortcake and Super Mario will also make a comeback at your door. And you can also expect appearances by the zombies and the costumes based on Mattel's Monster High. Stay with us. WAVY News 10 at 5:30 starts right now.